forget about us?
Who are we?
Dun, dun. There's Mud Pie. Mud Pie Girl is in the house.
Surprise!
Kitty! My hat's all crooked.
Your hat is filthy. I didn't even figure out a way to clean it.
Yep. Looks like the only people we're going to get is Mud Pie and Kitty.
Everybody's done give up on us.
Gave up on us.
Oh!
Amy Davis. She has returned. My pipe is still in your car.
What?
My pipe is still in your car.
Why is your pipe still in my car?
Remember we went to...
Hey, Candy, what's up? Sam? Hey, where's Big Bear?
I don't know. Where did he go?
Hey.
Micro Homestead.
That used to be Micro Rabbit Hutch, whatever. Hey, Dee, what's up? Hey, Karen. Ginger. Tracy, lots of
Faith
them.
and Family Homestead.
Awesome.
It's been so long since I've been on this side of the camera again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, what, a month?
Probably. Maybe a little bit longer. Because we had stopped, well, when we went to Donna and Steve's was the last time we...
Yeah, with all that drama.
Yep.
Thank you, Amy. I work out to try to keep up my girlish figure.
I have water on my shirt, look at that.
That's
Oops.
okay. I got the evening off because I was puking
Earlier.
earlier.
We weren't sure how you were going to be. You needed to recuperate to be able to...
But it was so funny that after he told me, he said I'll milk for you guys this evening. You guys go get well. About 30 minutes after that is when my fever finally broke.
Mm-hmm.
I started sweating.
Hey, Mama!
Guess what, everybody? It's somebody's birthday.
It is somebody's birthday.
I wonder whose birthday it is.
What is she, like 29?
Cubed. Yeah. She's 29 to the 4th power.
Jason, that was so not cool.
Did you see what she put on Facebook about me?
Mm-mm.
Okay then.
What'd she put on Facebook about you?
About that stupid
Hey,
cutter
Steve.
thing.
About what?
That paper cutter thing.
Oh, no, did you see my comment? You didn't see mine. She said, Jason looked familiar, and I said, a little too familiar. Hey, Donna.
Oh, Mud Pies was yesterday. I did not know that. So we'll have to sing Happy Birthday twice.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So
31.
cubed.
You could tell Jason didn't do well in math.
Okay, so we'll sing to Mud Pie Girl. Bite me, Jason. We'll sing to Mud Pie Girl first, and then we'll sing to Mama.
Are you going to say Mud Pie Girl, or are you going to say Teresa?
What do you want to say?
Teresa.
Okay. You ready?
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Teresa. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
You ready?
What are you going to say for her? I don't even want to know what you're going to say.
One.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to the
you.
squirrel lady.
You live in a zoo. You look like a monkey. That's what the girls sing. You never heard them sing that?
Yeah.
And you smell like one too.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mama Donna. Happy birthday to you. Ow.
Squirrel. Where did my beard go? Well, when I started the new job at the dairy, I was getting it caught in some equipment, so I cut it back. But I don't know if any of y'all ever worked in a dairy or anything like that around cows, a large number of cows. There was a couple of times I was eating chips and dip and went like that, and it wasn't dip on the chip. Because that close to a cow, when they drop a deuce,
Ugh.
it splatters.
Like, really? Do we have to go there? Like, I still have
Robin.
post-traumatic disorder.
Robin got pooped on, y'all. There's.
I mean, like, not
like
just like somebody dropped some on my foot, y'all. Like, it shot out of her butt and hit me in the side of my neck.
It was like a super soaker.
It was so bad. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I got poop on me! And I just, if it had been just regular poop, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But this is a cow that is not well. Like, they took her off today. So if she's not well, she needs to be kind of nursed back to health kind of thing. And she got sick right on my neck. So it was fun.
What's the difference between regular poop and irregular poop?
Well, like, if it's just a regular steaming pile of poo, then it's one thing. But a sick cow with flamethrower poo.
Super soaker poo.
Super soaker poo. And then the worst part, the other really bad part is they have these metal guards behind them where, they kind of back up into a little bit. And when they poop like that and it hits that metal and then it just goes everywhere. And that's like this big deflector of poo everywhere. So you'll be just minding your own business and the next thing you know, you got these little like drops and you're like, where did that come from? It's poo.
It's just cow poo. So.
Who is that man next to you? That sexy man right there is my hubby.
I'm starting to let it grow back a little bit. I'll probably let it get a little bit thicker and then keep it.
He got a haircut too. Take your hat off. Yep. Cut all of his hair off too.
Look.
It's hot down here, y'all.
It's the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
It's Georgia.
Yep.
So we got hobbits running around throwing rings in lakes.
Not quite yet. We're getting there though. Spatter poo. There you go.
And then when you add in 12 cows
at a time, yeah,
at
6
a
on the
time,
other side.
Um,
projectile poop. There you go.
It gets hot in that building.
Yeah. Well, see, the way that they're set up is that there's actually like, have you ever been to like a Jiffy Lube where they have recessed into the floor where they can work up underneath the car where you just pull the car up underneath it and they step down below it? Well, this is kind of the same concept. When you're milking the cows, you kind of step down into a pit, and so the cows' udders are at eye level. So that means that their poop chute is perfect gravity.
It's like a B-17 bomber. Bombs away.
I looked at my son the other day because I was milking to help Jason out because he was not feeling well. And I looked at Blaze and I said, nothing says, oh, no, I take that back. This was Father's Day. Father's Day morning, we, Blaze and I got up really early and went and milked so that Jason didn't have to milk on Father's Day morning.
Yeah, that was sneaky.
And yeah, Jason had no idea that we were doing that. And
stole my new phone so that way my alarm didn't go off.
Yeah, we did everything so that he wouldn't know. And actually what was really funny is he didn't even wake up until like maybe 20 or 30 minutes before we got back from milking. So he slept in the whole time, which was really cool. But when all that was going on, we had, how many? It was 8 new cows come in that day. So we had 8 cows that weren't familiar with going into the chute. So we struggled with all 8 of those cows that morning. And I told Blaze, yeah, you better answer, Julie. She's asked that like twice now.
When are you guys coming back to, I don't understand the question.
That's Donna's. That's your sister. She's asking when are we coming back to visit.
Oh.
Yeah, no, okay, so Donna said, yeah, there's a trench for the poo. But, okay, so the way ours is set up is the trench is between you and the cow. But the problem is that you're still right there. So a good portion of it falls straight into the trench. But it's not fun. So wait till you deliver a calf and it rolls down your back. Well, I'll tell you.
Catch it, catch it, catch it!
Well, the calf rolls down your back or the afterbirth, because, but we have had, like, when we're cleaning the claws and everything, getting them ready, I have had the water of poo, like, running down my arm and into mine. I'm like, look,
I will tell anybody right now that if you don't think a cow is an intelligent animal and vindictive, then you haven't spent any time around. Yeah, you did make cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, she did.
Those are some good cinnamon rolls too. See, that's why I'm not fast food fat. I'm old-fashioned fat.
Old-fashioned fat. That's right.
But look, I honestly believe with all of my heart that some of these cows, they will wait until you're putting the milkers on and you're like right there and you're putting the milkers on like this, right?
And they look back.
And they pee.
Oh, they pee. Yeah.
No, that's
peeing. When you wipe them down. When you wipe them down, something stimulates them and they just...
And then you have the cows, like there is this one cow, her number is 1,200.
And everybody knows her because of her behavior.
And we call her the bitch. I mean, she is absolutely in love with Blaze.
Yeah.
Blaze is the only one that's allowed to put the milker on.
To touch her
Yeah, to touch her
spray her.
Yeah.
If I go to spray her to clean her udder down, she kicks like a mule.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
And it's so funny because Blaze will go over there, put her on. And if he walks more than 2 cows away from her, she'll kick it off.
Yeah.
I mean, she literally, because the way that they come in, they're kind of
like
kind of cattywampus.
Yeah.
And she'll
kind of diagonal.
And the feed tray is down there, and she'll be eating, and she'll have her head turned where she got that one eye,
just looking,
just watching Blaze, and she'll watch him. And if he goes out of her
eyesight, yeah,
bloop, she kicks it off.
She kicks it off
every time.
And I thought he was kidding, but then when I went last night, she will kick at me and fuss at me, and she won't let me get anywhere near her. But then Blaze goes up there and he sprays her down, he wipes her down, he hooks her up, and then he'll go to the next cow and she can still see him and it's fine. If he goes to the very next cow, she'll kick it off every time. And so he has to stay in her peripheral vision just to make sure that she'll...
And then we got another cow that we call Kim Jong-moo. Because you don't know what type of mood this cow's going to come in.
Well, and I think I figured out why. If this is the same one we're talking about. She's the one that has a cut on one of her teats.
No.
Oh, this is a different one.
No, this is the one that one of her teats is malformed, where she's got the extra little teat on it, and you can get milk out of both of them, and it's hard for the milk. You can never really milk her dry.
Right.
But we call her Kim Jong Moo because one time she can be coming in there, she can be slapped crazy. The next minute she can come in, she be like, "Hey, what's up? Oh, you trying to milk me?" And she'll
move her
legs out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, but 5 minutes into the milking, she could just decide she's gonna throw a hissy fit, and she'll start trying to walk up to the front of the line.
Oh, and that's the one. I think that's the one that did what I'm getting ready to tell them the story about tonight.
No, that's not. Blaze showed me that one. That wasn't Kim Jong.
Oh, it wasn't. So last night, I went with Blaze to milk, and we were on our last line, and we had to bucket 2 of them on the line because they were being treated for whatever.
Now let me explain that before she goes any further. When we talk about you got to bucket them, if the cow has mastitis or it's getting any type of medication, like we had one that she aborted her calf. She gave early, but she hasn't fully thrown all the afterbirth and everything yet, so she's getting different medication and stuff like that. That medication can have an effect to the. It can basically be in the milk, so it cannot go in the big tanks for the other milk to go out to.
Because it'll contaminate the milk, right?
So you got to put it in a little container, and then you dump it down the drain at the end of the night. So
anyway, we were doing that, and you have to hook them up, and so he had gotten the first one done. I had gone off to finish cleaning up the area where they're staged when you're waiting for them all to come in, and they all tend to poop in there while they're waiting. So we have to clean all that, shovel it all out, and so I was scraping all that down and making very sure that I was very careful how I was walking so that I didn't slip my feet and slip and fall in it, because I really didn't want that to happen.
It gets very slick.
It is. It's very slick. Now, and it's funny because when it's clean, I remember thinking, gosh, this is very uneven, because it's like there's bumps in the concrete, and there's like
they made it a rough,
or whatever. It's a very rough surface, and now I know exactly why. Because when that poo gets on there, it is slicker than owl's knot. And so I was making sure I was very careful with my footing. And
dude.
So I was sitting there.
Attack of the hot dogs.
So I'm sitting there, and I hear this loud racket. And I immediately dropped the shovel to go check and make sure Blaze was okay, because I didn't really hear him. And then the next thing I know, I look in there, and Blaze has snatched off a milker off of a cow. It was the bucket cow. He's like snatched it off and undone it and put it down on the ground, and he's up over the railing. And I'm like, what is going on? And I look down, and there's this big circle of metal on the floor. It looks like a garbage, like the metal garbage lids. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what in the world? And I look, and the front cow has decided to back up, and she has gone into the second chute and bullied the other 5 cows back. And she has put her front feet, in through the feed trough, and is stuck now like this with her head up behind the feed pipe that's come down with the feed. And she's just looking at us like, that wasn't supposed to happen. So she is completely, and then the way the feeders are, there's a bar that runs this way too. So she had her head up underneath that and turned around the feed tube that comes down. So I was like, how are we going to get her? I mean, all I could think was, how in the world are we going to get this cow out of here? So we had to coerce her to move her hips because she was backed up against that metal. We had to push her hips forward and out so that she could back up. But before we could do that, we had to back the other 5 out and make them go backwards, which is not their favorite thing to do.
Cows don't like reverse.
So we're trying to get them to go backwards. And then they finally get to going backwards, and we get them all taken care of. And it took us
Now I'll tell you one thing that's very funny about cows.
Mm-hmm.
And we've known this for a while, but if you've ever seen the movie As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson, as he's playing the guy with OCD,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me." That's cows. Cows do not like to be touched. We have long poke sticks to get them to move and stuff like that. And the whole purpose of these sticks is so that way you can touch them and be an arm's length and this stick length away from them. So that way if they kick or they go to spin around and charge real quick, you got that extra distance.
Right.
And it's funny if you just lay that stick on their tailbone or really anywhere, they're like, "Get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off."
Until you really want them to move, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, until there's food in their face, and it's like, you got to go up one more. Nah, I'm good right here. Then you got to like poke them.
Yeah, that's always fun. So that's been a good portion of what we've got going on right now. So, and then what else have we got?
And Georgia has also traded places with Southeast Asia. And this is now the monsoon.
Seattle.
This is now the monsoon season.
Yes.
So, right now we're getting ready to put water wings on all the cows.
All the animals.
We put life vests on the pigs the other day. And they kind of don't like them, but they understand it because now it's easy for them to bop up and down in the water.
We now are growing weeds instead of vegetables.
Some new guy moved in next door. His name's Noah. It makes me nervous. I don't know why. So he's talking about. He's always asking me where he can buy basswood. So I don't know what his obsession with that is or anything, but.
Yeah, it's been very wet here. Our pond is up pretty high.
Our pond is overflowing.
Yeah, it's pretty full. The grass in the back pasture is back to where it was 2 years ago. Because last year this time it was starting to get rough.
All of our rain catchment systems are overflowing.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've had a lot of wind, and is his last name Mark? And we got tomatoes growing, and they've already harvested some dragon's tongue and
squash,
Swiss chard. We're still getting lettuce. Still
broccoli.
getting plenty of lettuce and
broccoli. We haven't
broccoli.
Really gotten
super hot yet.
Super hot, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming though. I mean, you can kind of, you can tell it's coming.
But
yeah, you know, we don't have a rain gauge, but I'd be willing to bet we've had several inches as well.
We've probably gotten over a foot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty consistent every day, seems like. Tell them to forget the mosquitoes. Amen to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've had that, and now we have baby calves. Another part is of what you're doing is you've taken on how many calves?
Oh, we only got 8 right now, but we got more coming, and we're going to be bottle raising those calves.
Touche.
Now see, that's funny.
Hey Teresa, what's up?
That's funny, Doug. That's funny. Touche.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Well, you haven't even weighed in yet, have you? Because of you being sick, you just kind of...
Well, no, I kind of wanted to weigh in because I knew I probably lost a lot of weight this week. But our scale is busted. Every time I step on it, it goes to 60 and stops. I'm like, I know I lost that much. So...
But that's still, somebody asked how your diet was going. The way that our days are right now, it makes it hard for him to diet per se, but he's still getting, you're only getting in, well no, I guess you are getting in 3 meals, but
Not really. My calorie count is down.
Way low.
Is why
Yeah.
I'm losing the weight. But
Yeah.
I mean, as you guys can hear the rain
Well, probably not over the AC though.
right now, but we got plenty of duckweed in the pond. So if anybody
the
wants some
ducks are going
duckweed,
crazy right now. They're out there just surface, just going crazy with the duckweed.
yeah.
Rabbits are doing good. Chickens doing good.
We got all kinds of. See, the very frustrating part about getting all of this rain is that that's not even funny. Wow, Meemaw, that's just hurtful.
I'm sorry, it's still funny.
You want to step on it?
Sure. I ain't scared.
Wow. But the bad thing is that the grass shoots up overnight.
Yeah.
The weeds shoot up overnight.
Yeah, I have some weeds that are almost as tall as me now. Like we have some crazy kind of like almost like a pampas grass that's out there that is like.
I can't wait.
I mean, it looks like if you didn't know any better, you'd think it was corn. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh,
Now on the flip side, all of the Jerusalem artichokes that we didn't plant that showed back up are well over 10 feet tall now. They're about 12 feet. They're massive. So, and yeah, it has. I noticed somebody else said it's cooler than normal. It still is kind of cool here. We're just barely getting up into 90 right now, and it can stay that way. I would be all right with that. But I'm
nervous about August and September.
Yeah, I think August is going to be rough. I don't know about September, but I think August is going to be rough. So, but yeah, the Jerusalem artichokes are like 10 to 12 feet. I'm waiting for the flowers because once the flowers get here, I have to pluck them off. As much as I love them, you're supposed to pluck the flowers off so that the tubers get bigger. The tubers we had last year were very small, so we're gonna try that this year. And once those flowers come, because I'm partial to sunflowers, I love sunflowers, so that's what they look like when they come out. They're these beautiful yellow flowers, but
that's because they're part of the sunflower family,
right? But in order to make sure that the tubers get bigger, I'm gonna pluck the flowers off. So once I start to see them come up, we'll take care of those. And then
we got to find our potato plants because then
I found them.
It's time for them to be harvested too.
Yeah, we need to start pulling them out.
So
they just got overrun with a little bit of grass. So
yeah, it's just crazy the amount.
Well, it's the rain. The rain just keeps
that we're getting.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm extremely thankful for it. But wow.
The thing I'm afraid of is that we're gonna go pull all these, just like Mima was saying, pull all the weeds, and then the next thing you know, we're gonna pull it all and take away the shade, and then it's gonna get to be 100 degrees and everything's gonna burn to hell. So.
I don't know.
Ah! Hey, Tara, Mike.
So.
What? No beard? It's coming back. He's got it already again. So
that's what I mean.
You know, it's funny. Teresa says, I reckon snakes are loving this weather. You know, we've only seen the one. I've only seen one.
We seen Blaze and I out on the dairy farm. We saw a big, huge one.
Really?
Yeah, we ran over it with a 4-wheeler.
Nice.
Blaze got a little salty because it kind of jumped back up at us. And
that would have been funny.
it was kind of near his
I'm telling you, the one thing I do really enjoy about the dairy job is that there's so many stories, like so many funny things, because animals, by their nature, are unpredictable. There's always going to be that one. Like yesterday, I'm cleaning everything up and everything's great. And I look up, and there's the freaking bull staring right at me like I'm coming down into the pit to come visit you. And I'm like, oh, you better back up. I grabbed the hose and sprayed at him, and he looked at me, and he's like, what? I'm like, get out of here. But he's this massive brown and white. I mean, he is beautiful. He's an absolutely gorgeous bull. But I'm like, this is going to be bad. Because if he comes down here, it's not going to be fun. So, yeah, Ginger said Jerusalem.
Stranger danger.
Yeah. Jerusalem artichokes are actually sunflowers. Yeah, we know that. That's what he was trying to say to me. But, yeah, somebody said they thought I remarried. But your voice gives it away, so. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Neighbors had a rattler in their pump house yesterday. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those yet. We had one, what was that? Was it a moccasin that was right up by the front walkway the other day? Yeah. Who's that hot guy next to you? I know, right? So.
Hey, leave the turkey neck alone.
Oh, I like that turkey neck. That's where your beard used to be. I gotta play with that because the beard's gone. Anyway.
So we're doing that. We're trying to get it all ready for the conference in October. We're super psyched about that. Can't wait for that to get here. Mr. Joel Salatin, off grid with Doug and Stacy.
It's gonna be very cool.
Fresh eggs daily.
Daily. Mm-hmm.
Lady. You got
Lisa Steele.
You got some crazy chick out of Tennessee coming with like 19 rabbits or something like that.
Oh wow, yeah, crazy chick.
So
he really does have a chin. Yeah, I know, right? So let's see.
Super stoked about that.
How do we cook up the J chokes? We did a couple things. We mashed them.
Yeah, the mashing them was the best. Like mashed potatoes.
I disagree. I like the fried. Yeah, I like them fried.
I like them mashed. The only bad thing about them was
we don't call them Jerusalem artichokes here. We call them fartichokes. Fartichokes. Instead of artichokes, they are fartichokes. Because
everybody in the house got the walking farts from those things. Everybody walking by.
There's something about, we put it in the video, but there's something about how they're there's something about how they're digested that it doesn't completely process, break them down.
Squash did something on those.
Yeah, so but yeah, it definitely, yeah. Oh, I got a really bad joke in my head and I need to get rid of it.
I'm just thinking about those cinnamon rolls.
Oh, when can you put us down for a live stream? We'll have to get back to you on that one. I am off this week. I have officially taken off this coming week to kind of chill and get everything organized because we've been doing this milking thing for almost a month now. And we got to kind of get a good routine in place to make sure that we're
covering all of our bases here on
our homestead, right?
Our homestead.
So that's basically what we've been kind of working on, is getting that all squared away because I got quite a few phone calls I got to make this week to get things put in place. And
we're going to start to try to come out with a video once a week. We're going to try. We're going to try to figure out how's the best way to go about doing it. And we're going to try to put one video out a week. So it may be on predator control, it may be on sustainable living.
No, they don't taste like turnips. They taste almost like a sweeter potato, would you say?
Yeah.
Not sweet potato, but like they have the consistency of a mashed potato if you
mash them.
Yeah, if you mash them. But they almost like a very, very mild radish to me.
Yeah.
A very mild radish.
You know, that was one thing that was crazy this year. The broccoli's doing okay. But the cauliflower didn't do squat.
Radishes didn't do as well as I would have expected.
Radishes did.
Okay.
At least the first round.
Again, squash is out of this world. Cucumbers are out of this world, doing great.
Yeah, we're gonna be like Hope. We're gonna start pickling our stuff
But we've got to put ours away because our family can put a hurting on some pickles.
Yeah, we'll eat some pickles.
Yeah, so we're going to definitely be canning. That's another thing that's on my list for this week is to do some canning and some weeding. And I'm going to cut my calla lilies so that I can put them in a vase because they're absolutely beautiful. What? I want them in the house. They're beautiful. So pretty. That's not Jason. This guy looks better.
Let's see.
Tomatoes are doing phenomenal. The only mistake that we made is when we planted everything. We had everything organized where we planted it, but then as things were
growing, we didn't get out there and tie stuff up.
That's not what I was going to say. We had a couple plants that didn't take. And so when they didn't take, to keep with the spacing, we put another plant in there, and that plant might not have been the same as the other plants. So, like, we have a couple where there's, like, a cherry tomato right in the middle of two big, like, Cherokee purples. So, we've got a lot of, that's going to be fun with the tomatoes. And we got, some of the Texas cream. One Texas cream plant, the peas that we got from Go for Green.
Yeah.
One of those plants came up. They showed me a pea pod yesterday. But the dragon tongues around here, those dragon tongue beans, they love this area.
Stupid crazy.
So we have a ton of those, and they're delicious. They're so good. What else? The muscadines. I gotta unbury them from all the weeds.
Speaking of, we purchased the Ryobi 40 volt. What is it called? It's not really a weed whacker because it's got different attachments that can go on it.
Well, it's called a plus. No, not plus one. Can't remember what the model names are, but basically what it does is you can add different attachments.
Yeah, you can have just a regular string trimmer.
There's a cultivator.
Yeah, there's a blower. There's a tree trimmer.
Brush.
And the brush, basically the brush whacker or whatever what do they call it. It's just a blade that spins. Let me tell you something. The price is a little bit cheaper than a gas
engine.
engined weed whacker. The battery, 40 volts. And according to what they've tested, where they just held them both out there basically, for a tank of gas versus the battery lasted longer. It's got just as much power. When we put the bushwhacker on there, it was phenomenal. It laid down 1/4 inch thick privet.
Yeah, privet pieces. Yeah.
Privet pieces, and it was just really nice and just went right through it.
I was trying to see if I could find out what that model was called.
So it's well worth the investment.
Expand It.
Expand It.
That's the name of the model. It's called Expand It, so you can go from one to the other.
And the nice thing about it is that you can, on a solar system, you can recharge these batteries. So if the crap ever did hit the fan and you needed to weed whack something or keep some stuff up around your household,
or use it to chop up the zombies.
Yeah,
could do that too.
You could recharge. That's why we're investing in a lot of battery operated tools for that reason. Because you can get a solar panel, be able to hook up, and that's strictly just to recharge your batteries, and they're good to go.
Yep.
And as long as you take care of them, they last a decent amount of time.
And what we did was we bought 2 batteries, so you have one charging while you're working one, and then you can swap them out because it takes about an hour for the battery to charge. So while you're using the battery, you've got one that's charging.
They've also got a new lawnmower
Mm-hmm.
that takes 2 of those batteries
Mm-hmm.
in there. And I was thinking about getting that for just the front yard and the backyard,
Mm-hmm.
and to keep that cut. And it comes with a bagging system. But you know,
So Farmer Mima said she's all excited because they've put in a Harbor Freight close to where she lives, and she was saying that Harbor Freight has better prices. They have a Tractor Supply and Home Depot right down the road, but the Tractor Supply, I mean the Harbor Freight's new. The thing is that the one thing that we've run into with Harbor Freight is some of their equipment is not.
Well, Harbor Freight is a hit and miss
Yeah.
with some of their tools.
It's not very consistent. for
Like
us.
their framing nail gun.
Pneumatic, yeah, framing, right. Perfect.
Still running to this
Mhm.
day. They don't even sell this brand anymore.
Mhm.
I had to replace the gasket seal on the back end, and that was just because asking teenage boys to pick stuff up, put it away, just
Right.
doesn't happen.
Doesn't always happen.
Now, the staple gun, staple slash brad nailer that we got the first when we got the same time we got as the framing nail gun was crap.
Mhm.
Now their new one
It's good.
is good to go. According to Go for Green, their solar panels and stuff are crap.
Yeah, not worth the headache. But
You know, some of the tools there are great. Some of them not so much.
But they're great. That store is great for stuff for like tarps. Their tarps are always really good quality, really cheap.
Bungee cords,
Bungee
zip
cords,
ties.
that kind of stuff. Like it's great for that because that kind of quality stuff, you're not really worried too much, about that. But like the bigger, um, the bigger tools and stuff, I tend to go more. And the thing is we're a Ryobi family. We've been Ryobi basically from day one because
Ryobi
Jason,
and Craftsman.
when we were doing Nuisance Wildlife as a full-time gig, Jason invested in a DeVault, and he dropped it from about 20 feet,
Yeah, it wasn't that high.
18, 20 feet, dropped it, and it just into pieces. He dropped the Ryobi from almost 30,
40 feet.
yeah, and it bounced, and we still have it. And that was 8 years ago.
No, that one finally died.
Oh, did it finally die?
Yeah, because that was also the one that I dropped in the beaver pond and couldn't find for like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Now the battery was obviously shot.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But let the drill dry out,
Mm-hmm.
and it ran for another 6 years, 7 years.
I don't know. I know we've had it since we started because that was one of the very first pieces we bought, and we did that when Carol was born, and she's almost 12. So it's been 11 years, and those tools, and the thing with Ryobi, what we tend to do with Ryobi is they'll put something out there. And if it doesn't do well, if they have too many complaints within a year or two,
They snatch it.
It's gone. And so there have been times where we've bought something and then we go to replace it, and it's
like their very first staple gun, I absolutely loved. I must have got one of the good ones.
Yeah, because they snatched that.
And they snatched it and redid the design on it, and now I don't
like it at all.
I don't really like it at all.
Mm-mm.
But the first one that came out, man, it was jam up great.
Mm-hmm.
And the 18, what do they call it? 18+1 system now, where it's the 18 volt. They've got so many different tools that can go along with those that you end up just replacing the batteries, which is normal, especially if you heavy use them.
Right.
But one of the things, especially as a homesteader, that I like about them is that a lot of these. What's up, buddy?
It's starting to thunder. He's getting a little nervous.
Come on. A lot of these 18 volts, they're starting to have the same amount of power, if not more, than your corded
Come
stuff.
here. Come here, baby. Here's your good boy.
That's my foot.
Come here. Come on. Come on. That's a good boy. Oh,
Mama's boy.
you're my baby.
But that's when you buy tools, you want it to last generation. Yes. Yes, you do. Like, I got a torque wrench that was my daddy's.
Well, the problem with a lot of these power tools nowadays is they're just not set up to last generations anymore.
Well, anything nowadays. We are a
disposable
society. They don't make it to where you can buy something and fix it. You know, they want you to buy it when it breaks, throw it away, and go buy a new one. They make more money that way.
Right. Exactly. That's what Sodbuster was just saying. If you do the research on marketing and product, they deliberately don't make things to last. And the things that potentially last, they remove parts. That's exactly right. We've run into that before. But
they don't make tools for the working man anymore.
No. And, you know, that's unfortunate, but that's the reality. So, hey, excuse you. Apollo, come up here. Come up here to me. Said, no, I got an itch on my butt.
Well, be careful because
I can't move now because he's up underneath my chair.
I mean, you can't move that chair at all because he's got his leg up underneath your one rollers.
I know, I'm not moving. So anyway, that's pretty much what we've been up to. The girls are not here this week. They went to go visit Grandmom and Grandpop. So that should be interesting. I have to take over their chores for the week. So that'll be fun. I'm not kidding. I'll take Blaze and we'll do them together when he gets back. More than likely what will happen is we'll all get up in the morning and go milk to make it go faster. And then come back here and
I'll do chores and stuff like that.
Yeah, get the chores done. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, you dirty rat.
What?
I just figured,
What?
Busted.
What are you talking about?
Busted.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we'll all get up in the morning and go milk to make it go faster. We'll all get up in the morning and go milk, so that way you'll make me take you to the biscuit barn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Busted! Which I don't mind because that's some good victuals right there, boy.
For supper? Meemaw, it's like 8 o'clock. Thought we were the only ones.
No, well, remember, she's over there.
I know, but still.
She's
No.
over there in AR, Kansas.
Right. It's 8:48 here, which means it's 7:48 there. Still late. It was nice seeing you, Meemaw, or seeing your words, I guess.
So, I got you figured out. There is this little hole in the wall.
And it literally is. Like, you know, and we figured this out the other day because, of course, I'm notorious for ruining places like this. But it's this little shack. And they have their kitchen in the back, and then there's the, you know, the counter, and then there's just seating. And it's like family style. There's like maybe 6 or 8 like family tables. And if you're like one person, you better just pull up a chair at somebody's table. Like, it's not.
And that's what's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we had an older gentleman sit with us the other
He
morning.
was floored that we were like, you can come sit with us. He's like, okay. We were sitting there and I was like, okay, so this lady's Serve Safe certified and blah, blah, blah. And that's just all the training of being in the food industry. And And I scratched my head, and Blaze is like, what's wrong, Mom? I said, I know you guys don't want me to ruin this place for you, but I'm trying to figure out how she's legal, because she has all of her paperwork up there the way that you're supposed to. I said, well, where the heck's the bathroom? She's got it around the back side of the building. It's not separate. It's part of the building, but it's outside, almost like how like at a Sonic where you have to walk around to the back. So it's still legal, but I was like, how in the world, there's nowhere for you to wash your hands or, anything like that. But anyway, they basically, what most of us Southern women would just cook up for, morning breakfast, that's what she serves. She has divine biscuits and gravy. Her pancakes are phenomenal.
Wow, they dig up the
big as
whole
the
plate.
Yeah, they're as big as a standard plate. They,
The
sausage
country ham
patties,
is great.
country ham.
It's not overly salted, but it's
almost there. And they make
So not almost there.
the fat back.
They make
my
fresh
God.
fat back there too. And Jason's like, I mean, it's still warm when it comes on the plate. And he's like, oh. So when you're asking about his diet, he only ate that once. But yeah, I mean, you're burning more calories than you're taking in. I mean, there's just no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically what we've been up to.
Yeah. Well, Teresa asked, why did I shave my beard?
You have to tell her the short version.
Well, I shaved my beard because of working in the dairy. Flying poo. When it was really long, it was getting caught in equipment.
Mm-hmm. And it's hot, so it's holding the heat close to your face and holding all of the humidity and everything. It's just,
that wasn't really as much as when I would go like this and my hand would be full of
dirty.
poo.
Yeah, it's dirty.
You know. And with some of these cows that he's got bringing in, because he's not really making money off of the milk.
The milk is just a byproduct of what he wants to do.
He is
his job.
He's basically buying cows, heifers, and we're breaking them and getting used to getting milked off of the machine.
His company
and then he's turning around and selling.
Right. His company is called Crump Replacements, and if you've ever been involved in a dairy before, you know that after so many years, they get rid of cows and they have to bring new ones in, younger ones in. So what he does is he trains these new moms or these new cows to be broken of the bad behaviors when they start milking. And so they get trained going into the chutes. They get trained to spread their legs open wide to be able to put the stuff in there and not kick when they're getting hooked up and all of that stuff. So he breaks them of that, and then he's able to sell them to these dairies that need to replace their cows.
Yeah, and he can get them once they're broken. Then he can raise the price up, so he can make 1,000 more off of each cow,
or whatever. And he's doing it in volume. So even if it's a small amount, he's turning so many that a little bit on each one turns a big profit. So, because he's not selling one cow at a time, he's selling like 18 to 20 cows at a time.
Yeah.
So that
we could literally go from milking 105 head in the morning down
to like 70
in the afternoon, and then come back in the next morning, and he showed up overnight
with 20 more,
with 30 more cows.
Yeah. So the milking is the byproduct, because you have to milk them in order to train them to milk. So the milk equipment and stuff, he's actually renting the dairy from somebody who used to run a dairy. So the milk is just kind of just a little added money extra, because he has to have that equipment to be able to do what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's pretty cool.
It's frustrating, but yet at the same time it's a little bit rewarding, because you know that you just broke this cow and she's good to go, and that she's gonna go and she's gonna go off into a larger dairy
and be productive. Right.
Yeah.
Windswept said, as long as you didn't shave for the reasons that Full Spectrum was talking about. Yeah, right? That'd be kind of scary.
But.
So are you getting the byproducts of your milking?
No.
One thing that we're kind of, oh, is he Jason or another no, another gentleman is paying Jason to do the milk replacement stuff, like to do the milking. So Jason is milking for this guy so that he can raise him up. Basically what's going on is that he's paying Jason to manage the dairy side of it so that he can, you know, have these guys ready to turn.
Yeah.
So.
And he's paying a wage I couldn't
turn down.
Couldn't turn down. Couldn't walk away from. So, which is really nice to be bringing in some income again.
Mhm. And on your terms, and something that you're familiar with, and that was the thing. I think this guy, because a bunch of y'all were on the live stream with us when we got the phone call the first night. He wanted Jason to kind of come up and just kind of visit, and I think by the time he and Blaze went up there, the guy, I think, might have changed his mind of how involved he wanted you guys to be, because he saw both of you just walk right up to the equipment and be very familiar with what, you know, what everything was and how it worked. So, and we know that he is very grateful to have us, because he knows that Jason takes good care of everything, and you know that he doesn't have to worry.
Well, the last dairy manager he had almost got him shut down because he just basically trashed the place.
Well, he didn't take any pride in his work.
He didn't clean anything, and it was just it was nasty. When the state inspector came in, he gave Willie a list of stuff that needed to be fixed or he was going to get shut down. And so that's when basically Willie started looking, and within the state inspector came in the other day for an informal visit
to kind of follow up on all the stuff he told him to do.
And he took one glance around, and he said, well, you're okay now. And
I don't know who you got doing it, but you better keep them around because they're doing a good job.
And the federal inspector was supposed to come by sometime this week, and I don't know if she came by or not.
Well, we haven't heard anything bad, so no news is good news, I guess.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was just dried poo on the walls.
Everywhere. There was the one holding area where they have the head gate to be able to treat the cows. That whole area was at least a half an inch thick.
It was nasty.
In crap. And so, you know, they got a flathead shovel and scooped it out, and that was fine. But the thing was, it's just that effort. He just had no interest in putting the effort in. He had no problem cashing the check, but he had a problem doing the work. And the thing that is bad, and this is a life lesson kind of thing, is you never know who's going to have to follow up behind you. And when somebody comes behind you and sees, I mean, you're still finding stuff that he did halfway that was just.
And the man is supposedly extremely knowledgeable about cattle. And my boss, for lack of a better term, he's almost 2 hours away. He lives almost 2 hours away. Told me, he said, well, you know, if you got any questions or you're concerned about a cow, you know, you can
give him a call.
Give him that call. And I told him, I said,
with all due respect,
I'm never going to call him. I said, because look at this place. How can I trust that he's going to lead me in the right direction when he can't even
wipe a wall
down?
Yeah.
But somebody asked, is this a full-time job for long-time years? And the answer to that question is no. just for one, my boss says that he does not want to. He wants, if he's going to continue to do this way, that he wants to have the derriere out close to his house, and he wants to have a larger one. So, if max maybe 2 years if we do it that long. A lot of it depends on Blaze, and the reason being is this is we took this job
together.
With the understanding that this is going to pay for his car insurance. This is going to pay for the gas in his car. Any books he needs at college that are not covered underneath his scholarships and everything like that. This will also give him a little bit of pocket money.
If we need to get him a phone, it'll pay for a phone. Anything like that he would normally pay for if he was taking a job on his own is different. So
I'm pretty sure that once Blaze is through his freshman year at UGA, he's gonna have made some friends.
Yeah, and then he'll probably
go, okay, I want to go move in with Joe Schmuckatelli and these other guys, and I'm going to go work here, and it's going to be okay. Well, then you got to get your own insurance policy, you got to do this and get this in your name and that in your name, and then he'll be
on his own.
You know, which is cool. He passed his driver's test.
With flying freaking colors.
Which is cool.
Blaze and I have been practicing. Late nights we'll go driving, and when the roads are kind of clear, and I want him to be familiar with, because it is very dark out here. There are no street lights anywhere, so I want him to be aware of the area and everything like that. So we've been doing that for a while, but one of the things that he still needed to nail was parallel parking, because around here there is no place to parallel park.
Yeah.
So we had to take some barrels up to the church parking lot and work on that, and I showed him the first time how to do it, and then he got in the car, and the first time he was a little too far away from the curb line, but then after that it was like, almost like muscle memory, like he already knew. Even though he had never done it, he already knew. And I in hindsight, I'm like, the boy could back a trailer, like thread a needle with a trailer. So there's no reason why he shouldn't have been able to do that. So doesn't it say it is mandatory to drive so many hours a night driving? I don't know. The thing is that now that he's 18, the standards are
different.
Pretty much null and void, at least here in Georgia. I think there's rules before they're 18, but once they hit 18, I think it kind of all goes to the wayside. But even if there was, he drove plenty of night hours.
Yeah.
We did a lot of his driving at night. So
that's about it.
For now, yeah, that's about it. It's been a crazy week, and we got another crazy one coming, because I'm going to be busy doing all the stuff I don't normally have time for. So that should be fun.
So we may pop on during the week sometime, midday, something, just to say toodles.
Well, and I'm going to try and put together a class, an oils class, sometime this week. Be looking for it. I'm not going to do any guessing on anything, because I cannot afford to give out the sample of this oil. But we're going to talk about helichrysum, so be looking out for, and I'll probably put on the homesteading group page to let everybody know, maybe 30 minutes or so ahead of time, and we'll try and do that.
Yeah.
So anyway. Alright, well, it's time for us to grab a bite to eat before we got to get up and start doing it all over again.
Yep. Okay, guys, well, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It was nice to see y'all.
It was nice to see everybody again. And We're going to start trying to be a little bit more active again here on the YouTube, but we just don't know. We'll be just popping on, so
yeah.
make sure you hit that gray bell. And that's it. Remember, please be kind to one another. You don't know what that storm that person is facing right now. They may be acting like a butthole right then and there, but they may be going through a storm. So be kind and understanding to one another, and do your part to help take care of our planet, because it's the only one we got. Till next time, thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.